Please welcome to the stage Kavita Gupta, founding manager partner of Consensus Ventures.
Hi everyone, how are you guys doing today? So what we have today is a combination of a lot of announcements, a lot of secret announcements finally getting revealed, and an amazing fun show afterwards. So we're gonna start. How many people over here knows what Consensus Ventures is? Raise your hand. Oh my God, we need to create more awareness about ventures. Okay. So very quickly, we started 8 months back, pre-seed, seed stage investments, very early stage across Ethereum blockchain space, across the stack, geographical agnostic, protocol infrastructure, liquidity, security, applications. If you have the next billion-dollar idea, which is going to take the Ethereum ecosystem to next level, Consensus Ventures, here we are. We announced last December our first 4 investments, which was released and covered by TechCrunch. And today we are very, very, very proud to release all the hard work team has done since then and announce our next 6 investments. So first we have Inc. Protocol. Listed as a company which has been there for around 6 to 7 years already existing, and a traditional company with the board from GC and Sequoia moving towards and launching their reputation tokens for their current customers is what got us excited for Inc. Virtuoso, a true X platform, moving towards a traditional OTC product platform, moving towards using cryptocurrency to create new innovative product, is going to take this ecosystem and the financial economics to the next level. Crypto market. Well, as we said, we are geographical agnostic, so here we come, one of the best Chilean exchange, moving towards decentralization, now based out of Spain and covering all over South America. Vault. We always talk about how do we get the best of Web 2.0 and convert them to Web 3.0. And that's how we move towards Vault, getting some of the best entrepreneurs from Web 2.0, building a mobile identity wallet solution, having a DApp browser, which is going to increase and give a new UX UI interface, is what got us attracted to Vault. Rocket Pool. How many people in the crowd knows what Casper is? Wow, this is a very educated crowd. So when we're going to move towards proof of stake, the mining is going to go away. We will need 1,500 to 2,000 ethers to just put a stake out there. So syndication is going to be the game for that. So moving ahead and looking something in the future, Rocket Pool from Australia is what got us attracted as one of the first mover into the syndication on proof of stake. And Dada, something very, very personal. You guys all heard Beatrice's amazing speech yesterday. This is basically proving that not only technology, but every part of life, we are taking artists, we are taking a big community for not only for their right and power back to what their IP laws are, but having a universal pay system. So these are our next 6 investments, which we wanted to announce today. With that, we have 2 more awesome news to share. Tachyon. Does anybody know what Tachyon word stands for? Vanessa, I told you this morning. We have someone here. So you want to say what Tachyon is? Yes, a particle that moves faster than the speed of light. And of course, I did not know this, and Joe Lubin gave this name. So Tachyon is going to be our accelerator. It's an accelerator we are launching. Application's going to be on in 3 weeks, and hopefully from September, we're going to start the program, catalyzing ideas from its inception to fruition. Did I say it right? No, I didn't. Okay. Why did we need an accelerator? One of the things being in this market we kept on realizing is as we are moving so fast, this ecosystem is growing and moving so quickly, we are coming across two type of community we were not able to help a lot. One, brilliant entrepreneurs who are just learning about Web 3.0, or highly technical teams who have cushion jobs in their current ecosystem and need a little bit extra to make that jump. And with that in mind, we realized that why don't we mix the best of Web 2.0 and create, and we are already sitting with the epicenter of Ethereum ecosystem, combine it together and create an 8-week program, which includes a 1 week of education, 4 weeks of lot of mentorship throughout consensus ecosystem, and we are very fortunate to have some of the biggest names, like, I won't be able to release the name, but some of the first product managers from Facebook, Google, first UX UI designer from WhatsApp, co-founder and CTO of one of the biggest company, which is going to be announced very soon, coming as an advisor and working with the whole consensus ecosystem to support them. So that's where Tachyon comes in. We bridge the gap. We take amazing talent from the ecosystem of Google, Uber, and if they want to learn about how to create token, we have Harrison Hines from Foundry teaching them. If they want to know how to build blockchain ecosystem, we have Andrew Keys as one of our advisors to teach them. They want to know about security, Christian Ludovist. We have Uport, MetaMask, all our spokes supporting them in building out the next new ideas. This is just very quick on how we are thinking, which I quickly talked about 8 weeks program. And we're going to have 2 demo days in this decentralized world. One is going to be in US, and one is going to be somewhere international, starting from London this year. And I really want to use this opportunity to give a big shout out, and these are just not all our investors. We have way many. These are just who came on time to give us high resolution pitches. So way many. So we do want to thank a lot of people. We usually don't get a chance to thank Adventures and Accelerator, our legal team, our marketing team, our HR team. We have Dan Finlay, John Lilek, Kevin Ovaki, Christian, Vanessa, Gonzalo, Lena, Daniel Novi, Kishore. Andrew is actually just not an advisor. He's a very deep part of Consensus Ventures. Sam Smith, and the list goes on. At the same time, I think there is one slide missing, which is my personal mistake. I also want to give a shout out to the team, which has really made Consensus Ventures today. When I started, Ash Egan joined from San Francisco office. Then we expanded the team. Nathan Weiss joining in New York office. Now we have Praneet out of Europe in Berlin office. We have Terry, who is joining us in New York office. And we are in the process of finalizing someone in Asia. So our team has grown, our work has grown. And with that, the last one, which is an announcement, is check out tomorrow. Our website going to be live, consensus.vc. Yes. So now, from all the announcement, I know you guys were not here for only our announcement. You guys are here to have something really, really fun today. So we should move towards and start with the Daily Show report 2.0. So before we do that, can we have the video?
Cryptocurrency. Is this some fake some nerds made up on the internet to steal our money? Or is it the future of finance? I spoke with one of the founders of Ethereum, Joe Lubin, to find out. First question, what is it?
We created a platform for decentralized applications.
Does everyone in cryptocurrency talk like you?
Pretty much.
Tonight, we're going to talk about cryptocurrencies. Everything you don't understand about money combined with everything you don't understand about computers. So very basically, that is the blockchain, a database that is nearly impossible to hack or tamper with, and which could possibly improve security, efficiency, and trust.
Why do so many suckers on the internet, people, believe fake money as value?
Ether's real. It's based on faith in the Ethereum blockchain. When you get enough people believing in cryptocurrency, then you can snowball into something that a society actually deems valuable.
So, is cryptocurrency hoax, blockchain real? Why don't I first welcome Joseph Lubin, the co-founder of Ethereum and founder of Consensus, on the stage.
Oh, no? Okay. Hey.
And, Ronny Chieng.
Yeah, it's gonna come out. Hey, good to see you. That was great. All those announcements were great.
So my first question,
Thanks for dressing up, Joe. Really appreciate it, by the way. Yeah.
how is Chieng Coin doing?
How's Chieng Coin doing?
Yes.
Well, if it was doing great, I wouldn't be up here talking, is what I'm saying. So please pump up that currency. If you see it, buy it. Just buy it.
So
Chieng Coins are remarkable.
Don't ask
investment.
questions.
I think clearly you've made an impression. Microsoft is following in your footsteps.
Yeah,
They're-
totally. I'm a
they're
pioneer in cryptocurrency, you could say. Yeah.
So if you have
Were
to
you ever
make,
able to buy that hot dog?
The hot dog? No. Still can't afford to buy hot dogs. Also, I love how you dress like a Bond villain.
This is art.
okay.
First time I met you, I was like, this guy is probably either like a Bond villain or like, he's like low key billionaire, right? Like he's got that inner
he's not that
self-confidence.
low key.
Well, he's pretty low key. I mean, look, yeah.
I'm
got, like,
low
lint.
key. I'm incredibly foolish for being here. I'm on stage with two professional stand-up comedians. This is stupid. These two people slog it out night after night in the dark, seedy
That's how I make my
underground
money, but I
of New York
tokenize
City
it.
comedy. Yeah.
So Ron,
Oh, was that a dig? I'm sorry. My question is when the movie of this blockchain eventually gets made, who the hell are we gonna get to play this guy?
The Rock.
Because
himself.
get the Rock.
That's a good one.
That's actually not bad casting. That would work actually.
Are you trying to get a role, Ronnie?
Trying to get a role in this movie? Yeah, sure. I'll take any work. Yeah,
Why
whatever.
doesn't he have a role as an advisor on the fund?
Yeah.
There's got to be a lot of intersection.
I actually was.
Kavita,
yeah.
Kavita, I'm on stage with you right now. Clearly, I am looking for work. All right, so anyone out there has any roles or any tweets you want me to feature in?
Deep experience in issuing tokens.
Yes.
Failure is something to pay attention.
Token Foundry? So I wanted to give you a golden opportunity to make a pitch in front of all these crypto people who will actually invest in Ronnie Chieng Coin.
Okay.
To make a 30-second pitch and tell them why should they invest in Chieng Coin.
So you weren't successful, announcing the project, launching it on, how many millions of
Guys,
people audience?
I have no idea what's going on here.
So this is
I have no idea anything you just announced. I have no idea what that is. I barely
We
understand.
bought a lot of Chieng Coin.
Okay, well,
We wanted
someone's
to give
losing a
you-
lot of money, is what I'm
Wanted
saying.
to give you a forum to pump it.
Yeah, I mean, I met you, just before the price blew up, and then everyone was calling me a genius for, like, identifying it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I had no idea what was going on. I still don't know what's going on. I'm still trying to figure out how to make money from this.
So did you invest in any Ether after doing that report with Joe?
No, I should have, because after I talked about Dogecoin
yeah.
on the piece, and then someone messaged me online, was like, thanks so much for, you pumped up the price of it. I was like, damn. I was looking at the wrong thing. The whole time I was looking at Ether. I was like, I should have bought Dogecoin, and then I unintentionally pumped up the wrong currency in that one, yeah.
So
Make no mistake about it. I'm just here to try to make as much money as I can. And my motivation for that piece was to try to arbitrage whatever I could, and I failed because I backed the wrong one.
So
And then I stupidly jumped on Ripple. What a mistake that was. Shout out Ripple. Yo, I don't care. Is TechCrunch here? I'm just gonna say it. Fuck Ripple. I love how nerdy this crowd is, and that's what gets a response. It's like, yeah, fuck that other cryptocurrency. Our cryptocurrency is the best. Yeah.
Joe, do you want to say anything about that?
I just gotta say.
No, I've said enough about Ripple, I think.
Okay, so you saw Dogecoin, you saw Ether, you saw Ripple. What else? What was your research?
What's my research? I did no research. I didn't know going, like, because for me, I can't tell, I still don't know the difference. Like, we had this with BitTorrent, right?
Yeah.
So why is everyone suddenly going, like, decentralized peer-to-peer? We had this 20, 15 years ago. So I don't know what.
Bitcoin was there 50 years ago?
No, the idea of decentralizing stuff.
So BitTorrent was attacked in significant ways. Record Industry Association of America,
Right.
Motion Picture Association. So it was sort of stigmatized and didn't come out at a time where I think it had sort of popular sentiment behind it. Certainly there were nerds like us making use of it. But,
Correct.
Thank you. But we're arriving with cryptocurrency, with blockchain systems at a time in which trust is understood to be more lost in centralized institutions. And so I think the time for this technology enables it to be more embraced, as we can see.
Okay, well, look, the production values on this thing is incredible, first of all this stuff. So I'm starting to think that the real money here is in the support services to all your conferences.
The shovels.
This is,
Exactly.
look at this. Where'd you get this LED board? I need this for my show.
We can donate one to the
Okay,
TV
great.
show.
So what was the response like? It was huge response in our little community, but
In the crypto bubble?
no, to your special on cryptocurrencies, was it more popular, less popular than other people?
What was interesting was that when I pitched the piece to the Daily Show, I take full credit for actually identifying the Z guys. I did identify the Z guys, which it was common sense to me that it was something we should talk about. It hits all the intersections of politics and science, and there's so much comedy in it, clearly. Look at the people here, right? And when I pitched it to the EPs at the show, the executive producers, they were like, "What is this? And why are we talking about it?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's like there's like hundreds of billions of dollars in this." And they honestly couldn't believe how much money was in cryptocurrency. I had to keep showing them research from Wikipedia, like, look, this thing says, people think this is important. And my EP told me, I remember he said like, because what happened was that we made the piece and then the prices started blowing up. And for me, that's a major moment in cryptocurrency. I don't know if you guys think about cryptocurrency like that, but for me, it's a before it blew up and after it blew up, that moment.
So before RC and after RC.
Yeah, before Ronny and after Ronny is really how we should be talking about timelines in cryptocurrency. Was it BRC or ADRC? My EP said like, this either is the biggest scam or it's the most undervalued asset in the history of humanity, the way it was like blowing up. And I said, yeah, I don't know what it is either. It still could be either way. I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about it because your approach to it was never, you're very careful with your words whenever you talk to me because you're scared of like making international news or getting assassinated. One of those two things. You're gonna like disrupt the wrong countries and they're gonna send North Korean assassins after us or something. But whenever I talk to you, you never make a big deal about the price of Ether. You're always about the technology behind it.
Yeah.
And so I was very interested when the price of Ether, Ethereum, whatever it is. I know I'm not using the right term. All right, fucking put your phones away. Stop tweeting at me about what it should be. Whenever you're with a token, whatever it is, when the price blew up, like how did it affect how you saw it? Because look, I'll let you talk about this, but because when the price blows up, arguably it becomes less valuable as a currency because human beings don't use it as currency anymore. We're just hoarding it because that's what I did, hoping to one day cash out big time if all the predictions are right. And so, I mean, when the price blows up, how does that affect what you do here?
At Consensus, it doesn't really affect us at all. I guess a couple of people may day trade a little bit more when they're supposed to be writing software, but we are a community of builders, of makers, doers, and we have been right from the start. We do indeed have a policy not to talk about price. And so it's not what we should be about. The Bitcoin space is more about money. It was an experiment in monetary theory. The Ethereum space was about bringing software developers into building in a new paradigm, a new shared, trustworthy, collaborative infrastructure on which we can build a decentralized World Wide Web. And so that's what we focus on. It's great when price does go up. It brings more value into the ecosystem. It brings attention and entrepreneurial talent and technical talent into the ecosystem so we can build fundamental infrastructure. But you're right, we do focus on just building.
No, so when the price went up, were you like...
More fundamental infrastructure.
So let's.
Really? How much are you paying that guy? Because he's really, he applauded you
You
saying
work at
fundamental
Consensus?
infrastructure.
You work at Consensus?
Fundamental infrastructure
I'm
doesn't get
funny.
an applause break in the real world. All right, let's just.
Can you get applause with the
For fundamental infrastructure, no.
fundamental
I cannot get applause break for anything.
Okay. So how about we take this conversation from cryptocurrency to a little bit more into technology? So if I have to ask you, and then I'm going to follow up with that same question to you, is what do you think blockchain is?
What is blockchain?
This is going to be funny.
Look, blockchain in essence is something that really dumb people like myself can possibly use to make a lot of money in the short term off of speculation and other people's ignorance of what it is. So the less people that know what it is actually better for me because there's more opportunity to make lots of money. That's what I'm talking about. The guy in the back there applauded that. Yeah.
Joe, what is blockchain for you?
Blockchain. Blockchain is a.
Don't get him started on this thing. He's gonna.
Does everyone in
Can you
the
use
industry talk-
a word that wasn't invented in the last 2 years? Can you use?
I'll try. Blockchain
I'd
was
love to
invented.
hear one sentence from you where there's like words that everyone.
I'm going to try. I'm going to give it a shot. Blockchain was invented a few years ago. Is a database technology that enables software developers to build better, shared, more equitable, collaborative systems.
Wow, you really had to fight your nature to do that. Yeah.
I'm practicing.
So
It just feels interesting meeting these people from the because don't get me wrong, you guys are definitely in a bubble, but we are all but we're all in bubbles. We are all in our own bubbles, so that wasn't a dig. That's just a very clear thing. So it's interesting when the bubbles meet, and you meet Joe, and the vibe from it is like it's not quite the Silicon Valley guys. It's not that energy. It's this different energy of like instead of trying to disrupt systems to make money, it's like you're trying to disrupt global governments.
Yep.
And so my question to you is, are you scared of, that's not always a good thing, by the way. So it's not, are you scared of getting assassinated, is my question. Because when I first met you, I was like, this guy probably has a lot of money. He's doing stuff that's going to piss off a lot of governments.
Yeah. So I spend my day, all day, every day, trying to build better systems,
Living
trying
in
to be more
fear.
collaborative. You spend all day, every day, trying to piss people off. Are
Yeah.
you scared of being assassinated?
Am I scared of being assassinated?
Exactly.
Well, now that you mention it, I guess.
You should.
well, you did say when you were coming here, you thought 20% chances you would get killed.
Yeah. When you ordered the car for me, I was like, should I get in this car? Because I don't know where it's going. I had no idea what this was. Like, Kavita was like, hey, can you come give a talk with Joe Lubin? All right.
Get the bulletproof car?
No, I mean,
Yeah, it could be
he
anything.
couldn't get it for you, so then, like.
I literally got into a black car because of trust of you. That's the only reason I got into this black car. I was like, I told my wife, like, hey, there's a chance I might not come back from this. And even right now, it sounds like, because I have tone issues, so everything I say sounds sarcastic or angry. And even now, it sounds like I'm disrespecting cryptocurrency. And if that could be taken as something that could devalue the currency, and then everyone's going to come after me. So
That would be
I took a huge risk to come on here and shit on Joe Lubin. That's what I'm saying. So I hope you guys appreciate that.
So,
I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks so much. Have you noticed you never see Joe Lubin, when he talks, he doesn't move his face? You notice that?
Really?
He's always like, crypto, the decentralized network. And,
I think after
come
work.
down, blah, blah. It's very disconcerting. Just move your face once in a while. I think you get more investors if you move your face. Yeah. Can't tell if I'm
that's
talking
the
to like the
poker
life.
face. That's the poker
Yeah, it's got a
face with
poker
billion
face.
of
Yeah.
dollars.
Yeah. Can't tell if I'm talking to a life model decoy or something. Some like
He'll get
that's
better
a
by the
Marvel
time.
Comics reference.
So I want to move the conversation to a couple of projects which define, at least for me, the use of blockchain in this community. Crypto or no crypto. And I know, Ronny, we did talk about those projects while we were trying to get coffee before. So one of them, which is also very close to my heart, is journalism platform of how to build
Oh yeah.
how to build a journalism platform, and what are we actually doing, and how are we going to use technology to weed out fake news. And is blockchain a solution for that? So we have one of our projects inside Civil. And Joe, you want to talk about what Civil is? And then we would love to have a counter argument from Ronny, who must be really deep into how this fake news has been has already changed the world.
A real news, a true news project could be, I think, devastating for your industry, for your career. But Civil is a project that we put a ton of energy into, and there's real interest amongst different journalism bodies, legacy journalism bodies. So it's essentially a platform on which there are newsrooms filled with professional journalists, topically focused, regionally focused, and it is about sourcing data with good provenance, enabling data to be fact-checked, fed back on. It's about discourse. It's about identity and reputation of the newsmakers, the writers. It's about identity with respect to discourse. It doesn't have to be fully identified. You can be anonymous as well, but if you're anonymous, maybe people should take what you say with a grain of salt, yet still we should enable people to, if they're in a politically disadvantaged situation, to say something anonymously. So it's a platform that we are hoping will have all the right incentivization mechanisms to bring real news out and to have conversations about it.
Am I supposed to argue against that? I don't know.
Yes?
Yeah, I think verifying news is a bad idea. Yeah, I think that's. Of course, that's a great idea. The question is how to use blockchain to do that, because I don't know enough about it, and I feel like every time I talk to you about anything, you bring up blockchain as a solution to. Like you could talk about anything with these people. You talk about you could mention the NBA playoffs, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna get that blockchain into the NBA playoffs as well, yeah. Then we're gonna use blockchain to defeat LeBron in the.
So
you said we're in bubble everything.
Yeah.
I guess with zero interest rate policy, biggest global bond market bubble in history. We have our own little bubbles that are great because they drive fundamental innovation.
Yeah.
Are we in a comedy bubble?
Are we in a comedy bubble right now? No, sorry. When I say bubble,
people like you are able to
talk shit all day. Yeah,
like that.
We're definitely at peak talking shit for sure. With all the talk shows out there, we're at peak TV and peak outrage right now, which is great for me. So I'm going to encourage it. But I say bubble. I don't mean a bubble as it's going to burst. Although I guess that's the implication. I just meant bubble as in our communities and what we talk about. And when you live and breathe this, as I feel like you do. I feel like you literally just eat blockchain every day.
Blockchain with milk.
Yeah, and all you do is see this.
Does the sushi tracked by blockchain?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I heard you guys use blockchain to give people sushi. I don't know how that.
Are we still serving sushi today?
We should ask Tyler and Kishore. Are we still serving sushi today?
Yeah,
can we use blockchain to remove the mercury poisoning from that sushi? Is that,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
We can.
Yeah.
In a very verified, quantitative, measured.
Right. But I mean, like, I am for decentralized journalism for sure, because I'm from Malaysia, and I don't know if any Malaysians here. Okay. Who would have thought they didn't make it to the hipster Brooklyn? What's
you.
Yeah, just me.
Bubble.
I'm representing Southeast Asia here. All right. But we just had an election where we overturned we voted out the ruling party in Malaysia that has been in power since the since independence from the British. And it's a good thing because they were huge crooks, and we managed to vote them out. And in Malaysia, part of the thing is that they're already very low on First Amendment rights. And then during the election period, they further strengthened it by making fake news illegal. And everyone can imagine, literally the law is like fake news is illegal, and what's fake news is up to whoever to determine.
Easy to understand why assassination is so prominent in your mind.
Exactly. And so, I mean, the thing that helped overturn the government was, well, not overturn, we voted out the government. Information was the key to that. And because Malaysia also restricts reporting and even websites and all that stuff, so decentralizing that would have helped a lot, in spreading information.
Are you politically active there or in other places?
No, I'm not, because I'm
just through comedy, I guess.
I'm just pure comedy. I'm here for money. I'm not here to change the world. Yeah. I've made it very clear from the start. Yeah.
So I think Civil is exactly trying to do that, so that you can have a sort of a verification accountability on what news do you present. If you choose to be anonymous, you can be anonymous, but there's always a fear that there's a verification at the end, and if it's all spin out news, you can go and trace it back and prove things.
Okay.
So just one example of blockchain.
Sure. Are you guys worried that you are the MySpace of cryptocurrency and that the guys who make it will be the next guys? I have no idea what I just said, by the way. It just sounds like it makes sense to me, but I'm sure someone's going to tweet at me how ignorant that statement was.
You have a MySpace joke for pretty much every niche.
Oh, everything you knew?
I think, yeah.
Yeah, but do you feel like maybe it's the next version, the next iteration of this that will be?
So I think so humans are really good at both
Being stupid, yeah.
exploring solution spaces and going where money is. So it's you being
Totally.
on stage here.
Absolutely, yeah.
So we're very early in our ecosystem. It's a brand new technology. We've created version 1 of the technology. There are so many other projects out there that are trying to be the Ethereum of China or displace Ethereum in some way, displace Bitcoin in some way, build better systems, more scalable systems. And that's great because we need lots of different approaches. Ethereum has orders of magnitude more network effect at this point, and
Here we go.
Here we go. It's a very agile project, so we're doing a good job taking the good ideas.
I got a pitch for you. I got a 30-second pitch for you.
Yeah.
Find a way to put Ether, blockchain, whatever this is, find a way to put that into porn. Boom.
Spank chain.
Is Amin Soleimani here?
Porn chain.
Spank chain.
It's called Spank Chain. You bought a lot of Spank Chain tokens. Deny it.
Oh, I'm already late? There's already something like that? Of course there is.
Consensus Ventures did not invest in Spank chain.
Okay,
No,
what
no,
is
personally.
Spank chain?
Yeah, it's in Vanessa's wallet.
I feel like this is kind of Spank chain, right? We're all kind of like jerking off the cryptocurrency right now.
Yeah.
That's what this is.
Amin Soleimani.
Everyone's like, yeah, Microsoft is on it, yes. Finally, the big boys are paying attention to us.
Yes, they're pivoting. So Amin Soleimani is a brilliant technologist, brilliant marketer. He was doing some great projects at Consensus. He pitched the idea of opening a San Francisco office that he would call Moloch Ventures. And it would do all the dark projects that Consensus would not be comfortable doing.
Sounds awesome.
No, I'll hook you up.
So can we fucking get onto that?
I'll hook you up, yeah.
That sounds like way more fun.
So one of his projects, we ended up saying, sorry, the United Nations and World Economic Forum, various different institutions that we work with might be uncomfortable if we just had a division focusing on dark ventures. And so he said, thank you very much. He started organizing things. He said, Joe, I got to leave Consensus. I got to explore my dark dreams. And he set up essentially this institution. So he and a bunch of technologists and brilliant marketers and I guess
bunch of perverts.
Top professionals from the porn industry are not just building out the technology in the form of state channels. So they're leading, which porn does in pretty much every technology. It's
military tech and porn.
Through, yeah, exactly. So they're doing cutting edge research in state channels so that they can deliver many thousands, tens, millions of transactions per second for that industry.
Millions of transactions. You love
transactions, exactly. And so
how much bandwidth are they using?
I don't know.
If you know what I mean, you know what I'm saying? You guys know what I'm saying, yeah. Lots of data and sperm, let's just put it that way. Lots of bits.
So anyway, they did a very successful token launch.
We have a lot of underage crypto enthusiasts here.
They built a system called Spank Chain, and they sold Booty Coin, I believe it is.
Yeah.
And they are the socially impactful aspect of this is that they they are enabling
That deserves
people
an applause
in the industry to be less exploited by the intermediaries.
Watching you
who
describe
extract-
porn the way you talk about blockchain is fucking hilarious.
Was
Let me
my
put it that
face
way.
moving at
Yeah.
all?
Your face was moving a little bit more when you got yeah. And the point
Okay.
is we go with spank
So
chain.
from-
But then when we put on the bits into the decentralized,
You should take us to the next slide.
So from pawn, I want to
Okay, hang on. How can I find out more about these dark ventures? Who do I have to
so
Google?
I'm not
and
sure
what
what's
kind of
next.
VPN onion do I have to put around myself?
I think
before
Ronnie, you're so interested in it, we'll take you personally to San Francisco during Cluster Fest
into
and
his dark
introduce you.
offices?
Yes.
Okay, fuck yeah.
Dark
That's what I'm talking about. I'm in San Francisco in June for Cluster Fest, so I'll come down and I'll go
Yeah, I'm
visit the
pitching
dark
for
offices.
all the Daily
We'll
Show
hook you
people.
up.
Yeah, hook me up. Yeah, did they have to like blindfold me when I go in the building? And
You should get Trevor along. You won't even
okay, I'll
need that.
blindfold myself. I'll blindfold myself anyway. All right.
Okay, so moving on to the another one, which we were talking before. And from journalism industry to a very interesting industry to now the third one, music. So another use case, giving a shout out to Ujo, if anyone is here from Ujo.
Ujo Music is live on mainnet.
Yes. So,
What?
Ronnie, next time you'll sing.
You said some words without vowels and everyone applauded, so it's very
said
Silicon
Ujo.
Valley. Yeah.
Ujo. it's
Ujo,
like- it's
yeah.
all
Let's get some Ujo. It's the future of whatever it is. Yeah.
Future of music industry. So the next time you're going to sing in shower,
Mm-hmm.
and nobody's going to put that on label, and you actually think that you can still make money out of it, you can probably publish it on Ujo and see if there are people really interested in that and pay you in tokens.
Okay, sounds great. I'll
So
do it.
the
Yeah.
Chieng coin thing didn't work out well for you.
No,
But what we could do is help you launch your music career.
Oh, okay. That's good. Okay, well, what I'm actually curious is how could you use it for stand-up comedy then? For blockchain with stand-up comedy? I guess it's like music?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
So the idea there is Ujo is Esperanto for container. So the first industry is in,
Wait, isn't Esperanto a language?
it is. It's a
So how is it a language for a container?
the word
Oh,
Ujo means container in this weird made-up language called Esperanto.
Okay.
Okay. So the first targeted industry was the music industry, but we could definitely use it for comedy as well. So you, as a comedian, would upload your presence. You would have your Uport identity. If you had some people, business people around you, you could actually use a governance tool on the blockchain to organize how you work internally. You'd upload your content. I guess it would just be recorded material. It could be text as well. And then you could use something called open law to attach usage policies to the content. And people could come along and buy your music without intermediaries taking, in the music industry, 70%.
Wow, that was so
value.
boring. I think you killed the comedy industry just by saying that. Yeah. I think you just
So
ended comedy.
Louis C.K. did something like that. He disintermediated the suits.
Oh, is that what you call it? Or?
You're the suit on this. stage.
No, but Louis C.K. did go straight to the consumers. Yeah, that is. I think that is the future, cutting out the middleman. I feel like a lot of what you guys do is figure out industry, and then you just try to remove the middleman from it.
Yeah.
Which,
That's exactly
To
it.
enable creative and artists like you to actually directly have an IP right. First of all, which cannot be, somebody else cannot conflict it, and then have 95% to 98%
Okay.
money back from your own content.
okay. So I realize you're both very important, incredibly intelligent people. You're spending time here with me right now. I really appreciate it. Can you just level with me right now? How are you stealing everyone's money? How is it happening? Just level with us right now. How am I going to lose all my money in this? What's going to happen?
Or how are you going to make money in it?
No, how am I going to lose all my money in this? What's going to happen? Is the price going to crash soon? Can you give me
I
some
mean, if we get
insights?
you on Ujo,
On Ether, whatever this is. Yo, what is the scam here? Can you just level with me?
so the scam here.
Really lost the crowd with
Scam
that
here
one.
is
Jesus.
Scam here is moving from a scarcity mindset, a fear-based way of living, and
That's how I live, yeah.
to a world of abundance, to a world in which we have all these positive feedback loops that are enabling us all to create value, have content creators like you access their
I feel like
fans.
this is how Wild Wild Country started. Sorry, the microphone cut out because someone found me controversial. But I said I feel like this is how Wild Wild Country started on Netflix.
And where it is today.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay, so one of my last questions, actually,
Thank God.
much, is if you actually think there is one or two industries, ideas, which you really, in a very genuine way, wants to see decentralized, which you feel very personally passionate about, not cryptocurrency, but blockchain technology decentralization. Okay, I don't know if I want to hear it, but go for it.
So not porn and not
No,
Bitcoin.
You're kind of an analyst. You're constantly scanning what's going on in the world,
Right.
trying to
Yeah,
poke
you're
at it.
way smarter than
with
what just
comedy.
happened.
Hang on. So you want me to tell you what to decentralize?
Yeah,
No,
we're,
no, no.
we're looking
Two
for business
ideas,
models.
two things.
Yeah, why am I giving you free shit? I'm going to say some stuff, someone in the back's going to be like, oh, that's a really
Make
good
your
idea,
pitch.
and then they're going to make like $1 billion off of this.
Make your pitch, ventures may invest, consensus may invest. Right now, you may walk out with a good amount of money on
What
your
do I
cap
hate
table.
the most in the world right now? I think it's probably the MTA.
MTA.
The subway, yeah. Is it? Can we do something with that stuff?
Decentralized
Yeah.
transportation.
Only because, only because it's I think it will give the most benefit to New York City, like shoring up the infrastructure for the MTA. It affects the most people. It also affects the investment, like the most money in New York. Like if the subway works, property prices increase. Everything flows better, and it's also the like 80-year-old system. And I'm not shitting on the MTA. Like it was a pioneer of subways. They're like the OG subway. So respect to them. But because they're the OG subway, they can't modernize. And I don't know how you can use
Can we monetize it?
software
Create
to
incentives?
help out with.
Kind of baffled. So I think it was either in Argentina or Chile. I think it was Chile where they have a whole bunch of different siloed transportation, public transportation systems. So we were talking to people representing them about unifying those systems with a single token, but I'm not sure we can fix the MTA with blockchain.
That's the first thing they've ever told me they couldn't fix with blockchain. Yeah, we're making progress.
Some problems are just
Yay,
too deep.
admitting our
Exactly.
limitations.
Exactly.
That's the first time I've ever heard you guys say we
Try
can't
your
fix
second
it.
idea.
That's how bad it is that you guys.
I may have an idea for
So
it.
bad.
eternal
Even blockchain
optimist.
can't fix it.
With blockchain is like, oh yeah, that's fucked. We can't do that.
See, we're very realistic.
So, Joe, let's
That
reverse
is
this.
horrible.
If you have one suggestion, whether it's on crypto market or whether it's in blockchain space, which Ronny should absolutely be involved in or should buy, what would be?
Oh, this is investment tips? All right. This is what I came here for. Let's go, man.
I just think you should keep doing comedy.
Yeah.
Let's keep doing comedy. All right. Well, I guess that's kind of a compliment.
So-
Or maybe not.
Absolutely.
So, do we think that we can actually tokenize or put comedy on blockchain?
What? I don't know what that means. How do you tokenize comedy? I don't know. What? Like, I did comedy because I was really bad at this stuff. So I don't know how to combine it.
Your content on comedy? Or your content of comedy on blockchain?
I don't know. I don't know how to use blockchain in comedy.
Yeah.
Other than distribute, maybe going straight to the consumer. But we already have platforms for that. Like
Yeah, we're
I
doing
think I think I'm using what's that? I don't even know what I'm using right now on my website. Which I used to be with it, by the way, guys. I used to be like with technology. Believe it or not, I was like coding. I was making my own websites. Like I was the tech guy in my class. And then one day Snapchat came, and then now I don't know anything. Well, I don't know what's going on anymore. When I was starting out, Snapchat was a dick pic app. We took pictures of our dick, we sent it, and that was it. And now it's like a $2 billion. So, and I'm only 32, so I don't know what the fuck happened. I was with it, and then suddenly I get into this world, and I don't know what the hell's
Yeah,
going
you
on
gave
anymore.
your money
Yeah.
to Snapchat instead of monetizing your own data.
Yeah, so I'm not a Luddite, is what I'm
Look,
saying, but
clearly
somewhere along
we're-
the line I became my mom.
Clearly, we're out of good ideas here. I think we should open up to the audience
Okay,
to see if there are any ideas.
yeah.
out there.
So I personally feel like we need to continue to educate a lot of our fellow members
Asians.
of entertainment.
Oh, yeah. Right.
I'm more south in the Southeast Asian part.
Sure.
Yeah. So our fellow reporters, our fellow entertainers, and I think that I personally feel like there would be a serious conversation about monetizing the data in the same conversation you had. But before we go, I really curious for you to showcase your socks to everyone, actually.
Oh.
Those are awesome.
Yeah, these are Ronny socks.
I make my own socks with my face on them. Because I'm not as high tech as you guys. This is how I brick and mortar.
It's a form of tokenization.
I guess I token myself in my socks. Yeah. You can buy on my website. Unless you guys are like so far beyond the internet, you don't use websites anymore. I don't know what you people are like. Websites, that's so 2015, man. We're fucking on the ether, new internet. We've made ourselves as powered by other people's money, and I don't know what you guys are doing here. All right, but out there, people are still using websites. All right, I'm still on Squarespace. Okay, I'm not on this, whatever this chain. I have to make a new internet, like new. What do you call websites in the ether network now?
It's just
But now there's like kittens on the, like there's Tamagotchis on, living on the network now, and they're being sold for
Breeding
money.
too.
No one knows what the fuck is going on, all right, is what my point is. There's like cats on it now, and then they're gonna,
Did you buy?
No, hell no, I'm not buying cat. I barely bought into cryptocurrency. I'm not buying the pets on cryptocurrency.
Okay, so here's an idea.
Yeah, here we go.
We should do a comedian series.
Basically, no one knows what's going on here.
Do a comedian
Anyone
series
does is
on
just
the
lying and
CryptoKitties
pretend.
platform. We will issue a Ronny token. We'll issue a token for a bunch of the different comedians around the world.
That sounds super legal and awesome.
We
That's
will
sarcastic,
let
by the way.
people, bid you up and see how popular you are.
Awesome. Okay,
So from
love to make
Hoax
money.
from cryptocurrency being Hoax to now Ronny Chieng is launching his Chieng token.
Sure, yeah, sure, I launched it. Does that mean anything to anybody? Yeah, I just launched my own coin.
That's a first
Yeah.
good movement.
Just
That's
like
a first
everyone
good
else
convert.
on the planet, I now have my own token coin. Wow, way to go. I just launched it in my head. Does it make a difference? Nothing changed.
Do we have time for questions?
We can take 2 or
We have
3
some.
questions.
First of all, shout out to this guy
Is there a microphone?
for keeping up with the trends.
Oh, here's the microphone.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, he could have tapped out. He could have tapped out with color TV, but he was like, no, fuck it. I'm gonna go all the way to cryptocurrency. He could have been like, color TV, that's too much. But then he went, no, he stuck with it, and now he's on the forefront. Good for you, man. Love that jacket.
Now I have my chance to do my comedy. Well,
Oh my God, you also sound like a Bond villain. But all right, let's go.
That
Do you know
means
this
you're
guy?
also super
Yeah, he's
smart
a-
and
Is he like your
billionaire.
major
He's a
investor?
professor of computer
now-
science.
Okay.
Yeah.
uh,
And a stand-up comedian.
I heard the speakers talking to a bunch of converts, and I'm still the unconverted in the audience.
Oh, great.
And I'm reading the heading of New York Times tomorrow. The speakers in Ethereal Summit chained themselves to explain blockchain in a bubble on the podium. And still, it doesn't explain what blockchain is. I was also fascinated to hear that Joe Rubin is planning to replace Jeff Bezos in 20 years. But I'd like to put him on notice how the life would be in his decentralized world. There was news that in Amazon websites, workers pee in bottles. And I'd like to put Joe Rogan on notice that his decentralized future will be better.
This is a stand-up comedy routine.
Oh, I see.
Oh, this is a
That was great. That was a great
Thank
audition.
you.
Thank you. Next.
All right. Hey,
I
but-
see what's going on.
Yeah.
I see what's going on now. I
Where
thought they were
was
asking
the audition?
questions.
Comedy.
No, have you spoken at this summit yet? This is your first?
Later today. Yeah.
Later today. This is the first time you've spoken at this summit.
It is.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's why all these people are lining up to talk to you. That's why I understand now.
No,
they're here
I
to
think they're
give
here
you,
for you.
because you're like a key, you're like the ether Jesus. So they want to like, no, please go. Sorry for interrupting.
I'll buy your socks for Chieng coin if they're made of alpaca.
Oh.
What was that last bit?
That was another crypto joke. Quick.
See, I'm,
Like blockchain and comedy just don't.
Use
No.
the material.
Yeah.
So
No, they don't. They're like Joe Lubin and fashion. Yeah.
Exactly.
They don't.
So my next question is for Ronnie. I know that in the comedy community, there's joke theft is a big problem.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on joke theft, and if blockchain can be used to fix joke theft?
Again.
And by the way, and feel free to call out Louis C.K. or Dane Cook,
Sure.
whoever you hate the most.
Again, this is the LeBron James thing. It's like we're trying to use blockchain to defend LeBron James. Like I don't know how to. It's two separate. Actually, you know what? My wife did her master's of intellectual property law at NYU, and she wrote her thesis on copyright and stand-up comedy. And her solution was that there needs to be a more accessible court, not just for stand-up comedy, but for content creators to be able to negotiate and arbitrate disputes at a lower level. So basically making the legal system more accessible was her solution. But I don't know how to...
It's a cool idea.
Yeah, but I don't...
People are going to steal your stuff anyway. You can't stop that.
Yeah.
But getting your jokes, getting your routine out there in video, time stamped on the blockchain.
But we have YouTube. We have that already.
Yeah, but if Sergey wants to become a stand-up comedian, and he might erase your stuff and steal your stuff.
This is
you want a situation where
We love Sergey,
where
though.
nobody can.
again. This is like you're pushing the ether thing onto everything, which I get because you're the creator of this thing. So look, I mean thank you for catering a question to me. I appreciate it. Just so I'm not sitting up here like an idiot trying to answer all these technical questions. I think in stand-up comedy, the community polices a lot, so we kind of shun each other. If you steal jokes. My wife's point was that the real danger is people on the internet stealing jokes, like the fat Jew. That's his name. I'm not being racial. That's his name that's his Instagram handle, and he steals a lot of jokes. And her point was that when people steal jokes on the internet like that, it's very hard to enforce copyright. So her solution was to have a lower tier court. You guys don't give a fuck about that, all right? You guys are like,
Okay,
come on,
last
blockchain,
question.
cryptocurrency, and make money. But thanks for the question, man. I appreciate it.
Kind of cool though. She must really love you.
Yeah, she loves me a lot.
Knowing that you can't protect your intellectual property.
Yeah, she loves me a lot. Do you know what love feels like?
You.
Yeah. Maybe if you did, you move your face a little bit more.
Okay, last question.
Thank you. Thank you guys very much. It's been an excellent talk. It's been funny. It's very funny. I have a question around for you again, Ronny, around like how this whole space is playing out. You've mentioned a lot about how currently it doesn't make sense, right? Currently, a lot of people don't understand the space at all. Like, how do we fix that problem, right? Half of the skit, half of the content you've put out today has been around like how people don't understand the space. How do we fix that problem? And to you as well, Joe.
So didn't hear it that well. Currently, normal people don't understand the space. How do we fix that?
Yeah.
Cool. Any ideas?
How to fix that?
Yeah.
I think I don't know. As a layperson approaching this, I don't know whether some of this is just you can't explain particle physics to a dog. Like maybe what you guys do is just so fucking complicated that I'm always asking him to speak to me with normal English, and maybe he can't do it because the concepts hasn't been done before, and there's nothing wrong with that. Maybe it's just you're so pioneering on the edge that you can't describe it with. You have to invent your own language to do it, which is what you guys have been doing. So maybe that's the case, or it could be that. And some of it is I feel like I don't know how I don't detect any arrogance. I haven't personally detected any arrogance in the room, but sometimes there's a tendency to be like, we're so above this, and we're gonna be arrogant about how we know the shit and you don't, Oh, you guys aren't on ether, or that kind of attitude, and that contributes to the divide. But I think Joe is doing a good job on financial markets. Like I always see him as a talking head on CNBC, like trying to
not
debate.
moving talking head.
Yeah, not moving, unmoving head. It's just like the mouth is moving, but trying to debate or defend the ideas. So it's a slow process, when you're trying to. All right, when you're trying to change the world, it's slow to like educate people to it.
Yeah, so we travel the world. We try to explain how automatic transmission works, and how pharmacokinetics works, and still we're seeing no traction for cars or for pharmaceuticals. So this is very much like those industries where we need to explain all this stuff to software developers. They need to build compelling applications. We need to because it is a technology that's going to be socially profoundly impactful. It has gained interest more broadly than we expected early, and so we now have to attempt to explain it to a broader audience. And we hope that the uses of the technology as they mature will be all that's necessary, just like on the internet. You use email and Facebook and Netflix, and you don't need to know how the underlying protocols work.
Yeah, it's not easy either way, because on the other hand, you also encounter people who are like, like lay people who don't understand what you're doing, and they're like, explain it to me in 5 seconds.
Exactly.
Tell me in 5 seconds. Make me understand what you can, or you guys are stupid. And it's like, literally, people in this room are probably smarter than most people on the planet. That's why you're on this thing. So it's hard to like try to merge those two worlds, And I think the less you merge it, the better for all you people, because there's more opportunity to make money, honestly. So don't educate them. Fuck them. Fuck these people. Yeah.
They're trying to figure out how to yank us out of here.
With over $1 million transactions every second on this mainnet, I think the conversation still continues, Hoax or not, but looks like with so many people, with over 2,000 people coming up to Ethereum and the blockchain week in New York, looks like the revolution continues to be towards Web 3.0. So
there's an Asian woman. You gotta let the Asian woman have a question.
Okay.
It's been white dudes the whole time. Come on, I'm so sick of these white dudes. Let's go. Yeah.
Hi. Hi, I'm from Tokyo. My name is Julia. I'm so happy to be here. I heard so much about Ethereum. My portfolio, 90% is Ethereum. However, I have a worried because you guys gonna move to POS, right? And then there's so many scalability issues, and how it's gonna be. There's many competition like ADA, EOS, and they're gonna catch up with you guys, no? But I love the community. I love this. I want to support.
Yeah, that's a question for Ronny.
Do you want to
Yeah, Ronny.
I think we should leave it there. Thank you.
Right. See, right there is the problem we just discussed in the previous question.
Exactly.
Of what the fuck is going on.
And with that.
That was well said.
And with that, thank you so
I think
much.
everyone
You
has
have to
no
go.
time.
Thanks to Ronny for coming.
All right. Thanks a lot, man. Nice to meet you guys. Yeah. Thanks a lot. All right. Let's make some money. Yeah. Make some money. Be your